SpaceX's triumphant capture of Super Heavy during its seventh flight has etched itself into the annals of rocket industry milestones. But is everything truly as flawless as it seems? For instance, have you ever noticed something unusual about the Starship's grid fins? Specifically, there's a noteworthy issue with the B-14 grid fins that demands closer attention. In this episode, we'll dive deep into this concern and explore other crucial insights. While much of the buzz following Starship's recent flight has centered around its dramatic explosion, smaller issues often go unnoticed, yet these can have a significant impact on overall performance. One such issue lies with the B-14 grid fins, a pivotal element in the Super Heavy rocket's design. These fins, akin to the flaps on an airplane, provide vital control over the vehicle's trajectory. However, in Super Heavy's case, their importance is magnified, especially during descent, where they ensure precise and safe landing maneuvers. This precision is critical as the booster re-enters Earth's atmosphere at speeds exceeding twice that of a bullet fired from an assault rifle. During the seventh flight, a successful hot staging event revealed an unexpected problem. The grid fins on B-14 appeared slightly deformed compared to their original state. This deformation resulted from the immense heat generated during hot staging when the Starship's upper stage Raptor engines ignited to separate from the booster. The extreme temperatures involved are so intense that even Elon Musk has acknowledged the challenges they pose. To counteract some of this heat, SpaceX has incorporated a protective dome within the vented interstage to shield Super Heavy's upper portion from the second stage fiery exhaust. However, despite these protective measures, the grid fins, crafted from steel, remain vulnerable to the intense thermal and mechanical stresses they endure. This raises important questions about how SpaceX might further enhance the durability of these components to ensure continued success in future missions. While the observed deformations were not severe enough to impact the flight, B-14 still executed a spectacular landing. The damage, however minor, illustrates a challenge SpaceX faces in its quest to make Starship fully reusable. For Starship to meet its ambitious goal of rapid reusability, it must not only land successfully, but each component must be capable of flying again without significant refurbishment. This is a challenge Musk believes SpaceX can overcome as early as next year, but each step toward that goal requires careful attention to even the smallest of damages. To improve the grid fins on Starship, SpaceX could benefit from leveraging the innovations they have made with their Falcon 9 rocket. Throughout its history, Falcon 9's grid fins were initially made of aluminum, but SpaceX transitioned to titanium as a material of choice for these crucial components. The shift to titanium grid fins, crafted from a single piece through advanced casting and cutting processes, has offered several advantages in terms of durability and performance. Titanium grid fins provide superior maneuverability and enhanced durability against the intense heat experienced during re-entry, compared to their aluminum counterparts. These improvements have made the grid fins much more resistant to the high temperatures encountered during the booster's return, ensuring they can withstand extreme conditions better than before. In addition to their enhanced durability, the titanium grid fins on Falcon 9 also improve reusability, as these fins require minimal refurbishment between flights, a critical factor in achieving SpaceX's goal of making their rockets as reusable as possible. The grid fins on Falcon 9 are also deployable, meaning they can be extended after launch and retracted when not needed. This is an important feature because it helps the rocket minimize drag and maintain better aerodynamic control during ascent and descent. One way this technology could benefit Starship is by incorporating deployable grid fins on the Super Heavy booster, which is part of the Starship system. Currently, Starship has opted not to include a deployable mechanism for its grid fins, primarily for the sake of weight reduction. However, this decision has its trade-offs, particularly when it comes to mitigating the high temperatures generated during hot staging. By deploying the grid fins only after the hot staging process has concluded, SpaceX could avoid subjecting them to extreme conditions, which could prolong their lifespan and ensure that the grid fins maintain their structural integrity over multiple flights. While Starship's current design favors a higher, more straightforward configuration, Adopting deployable grid fins could provide a significant improvement in terms of reusability and overall performance. That said, Booster 14 encountered more challenges during its 7th flight than just the issues with the grid fins. During the boost-back burn, only 12 out of the 13 Raptor engines ignited successfully. Although this caused some concerns, SpaceX was able to reignite the missing engine just in time for the landing burn, allowing B-14 to complete its descent and landing safely. There has been speculation that the engine that failed to ignite was engine 314, which was reused from the 5th flight of Starship. However, this speculation has been debunked because engine 314 is located on the outer ring of the engine cluster and is only designed to be fired during takeoff, not during boostback. Regardless of which engine was involved, this event highlighted a critical area for improvement. SpaceX will need to conduct thorough testing and make the necessary adjustments to ensure that future flights do not encounter similar issues. This will be particularly important as the company pushes forward with plans for Flight 8, as these minor issues could add up over time and affect the overall performance of the Starship system. Speaking of Flight 8, preparations are already underway at starbase. In typical SpaceX fashion, the company doesn't wait for one flight to finish before diving into preparations for the next. On December 29th of last year, B-15 underwent cryogenic testing, and the ship for Flight 8, designated as 34, has already completed cryo testing at Massey and has returned to Mega Bay 2 for the next phase of preparation. While these are positive signs of progress, the road ahead is not without its challenges. SpaceX is also working on the construction of the second launch tower, with the chopsticks for Pad B already transported from Sanchez and awaiting installation. However, despite Musk's confidence that Flight 8 will be ready next month, this timeline is ambitious, especially considering the need for FAA approval, testing, and the inevitable hurdles that come with such an advanced program. Achieving this schedule will require more than a miracle, and even with SpaceX's track record, it's likely that this timeline will be extended. Despite the setbacks and challenges with Starship, SpaceX continues to make remarkable progress with their other vehicles. Recently, their Falcon 9 rocket hit an extraordinary milestone. It successfully completed its 400th landing. The Falcon 9 mission, which was part of the Starlink 11-8 series, launched from Vandenborg Space Force Base on a Tuesday afternoon. The mission deployed 27 second-generation Starlink satellites, marking a new record for this class of satellites. Initially scheduled for launch on Sunday, the mission was delayed due to a plane entering the keep-out zone just 11 seconds before liftoff. The delay didn't affect the mission's success, and on the next attempt, Falcon 9 launched smoothly at 7:45 a.m. local time. The successful landing of booster B-1082 marked the 7th landing on SpaceX's drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You, and the 400th overall booster landing for the company. This is a significant milestone, as it underscores SpaceX's ability to reliably recover and reuse boosters, a key factor in reducing the cost of access to space. B-1082 had previously been used on missions like USF-62, OneWeb 4, and several Starlink launches. It is one of 4 boosters that have exclusively launched from the West Coast, further solidifying SpaceX's dominance in the reusable rocket market. One of the reasons for the success of these Starlink missions is the ongoing evolution of SpaceX's satellite technology. The Starlink version 2.2 mini-optimized satellites are lighter and more capable than previous models. SpaceX reported that these new satellites are 22% lighter than their predecessors, allowing more satellites to be launched per mission. The V2 mini satellites also feature a new backhaul antenna powered by SpaceX's custom-designed diode chip, offering improved performance. The satellites are equipped with upgraded avionics, propulsion, and power systems, allowing Falcon 9 to carry up to 29 satellites per launch, 6 more than the original V2 mini design. This upgrade improves efficiency and helps SpaceX meet the growing demand for global internet connectivity. In addition to its ongoing Starlink missions, Falcon 9 recently achieved a historic milestone by successfully launching 2 lunar landers into orbit. This mission carried Resilient, a Japanese lunar lander, and Blue Ghost, a lander developed by a U.S. private company. Both landers are key contributions to humanity's ambitious efforts to establish a permanent presence on the Moon. This achievement not only highlights a major step forward in space exploration, but also underscores Falcon 9's reputation as a dependable and cost-efficient launch vehicle. Despite SpaceX's dominance in the space industry, competition is heating up. Blue Origin, one of its most prominent rivals, has been making notable strides with its New Glenn rocket. On January 16, 2025, New Glenn completed its maiden mission, powered by 7 BE-4 engines, successfully reaching orbit on its first flight. The mission marked a significant milestone for Blue Origin as it delivered the GS-2 upper stage and the Blue Ring prototype payload into medium Earth orbit. However, the GS-1 first stage was lost during atmospheric re-entry. Despite this setback, the mission was deemed a success as the payload reached its intended orbit. Blue Origin is currently investigating the cause of the booster loss and has already scheduled a second flight for the spring, pending the outcome of an FAA review. The emergence of Blue Origin alongside rapid advancements in space technology is intensifying the competition in the industry. The race to develop more advanced, reliable, and sustainable space transportation systems is driving innovation at an unprecedented pace. Enthusiasts from both sides eagerly anticipate the next groundbreaking achievement, whether it's SpaceX's Starship or Blue Origin's New Glenn. Far from merely competing, these pioneering companies are propelling each other to new heights, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in space exploration. The stakes have never been higher, and the next few years promise to deliver awe-inspiring moments that will shape the future of humanity's journey to the stars.